Hello everyone, I am Desuba. I am continuously lecturing about Scapeghostism book. Previously, I have spoken about family scapegoat, blasphemy scapegoat, and some part of political scapegoat. Today, I am going to speak a little bit uh, in detail about political scapegoat. From long time, people were scapegoated, philosophers were scapegoated, and sometimes we scapegoat to others, sometimes others scapegoat to us. These are general terms we learned it before, but one important part was always missing. That is, we scapegoat ourselves. That means a person has a two part. One is devil part and one is good part. Devil part always scapegoat the good. It is general term. What does it mean then? It means we have a 99 good character and one is bad character. Suppose I am good in family, I have a good job, good education, good prestige in society, but one part is bad, that is drinking too much, uh, gambling too much, or some kind of smoking too much. That my evil scapegoat to 99% of my good. It not only applicable to a person's life. If a person is a head of the state, head of the community, and head of the superpower country, if superpower country is a leader head, either he can be president, prime minister, or the king. His or her one emotion part is excess than the limit, then it scapegoat to general public, country, neighbors, at last himself. It can be seen in many records in the history. Uh, Suppose Hitler, we can say that Hitler was a person. What kind of the belief system he had? He just tried to impose to it to other people, and basically he thought that Nazis are the superior race and Jews are the bad or the evil race according to his thought. Then he holocaust 6 million Jews. Then in this case he scapegoated to Jews and he scapegoated to Germany, and at last eventually it scapegoated to himself because of his one character. In history, when we go to political system, there are a lot of the philosophers were victimized. We can take example of Socrates, Aristotle, Karl Marx, uh, and the American presidents like Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy. In the context of India, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, many leaders, even the Nelson Mandela and Aung San Suu Kyi. They scapegoated themselves because they wanted to sacrifice themselves for the freedom of nation, freedom of democracy for the nation. And this kind of uh, 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 accidents had happened in the history. First, somebody colonized, some country colonized to the other country. The colonizer scapegoated to the colonized country. Not only the people, land, nature, flora and fauna, sea and water, everywhere scapegoated. When we see the records before I said, the Indira Gandhi, uh, Japan's the victim, the president Achebe, I think, they were killed and murdered because the killer who killed those prime ministers, the presidents, many presidents in the Pakistan, the killer has a ghost. He thought that such kind of president, such kind of behavior of the leaders harm to the nation and the community. It was his or her beliefs. Just like Nathuram Godse when he killed uh, Mahatma Gandhi, he had such kind. When the president of the uh, United States killed Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, this kind of behavior they had. It means in a community or the nation, when one person the kill to the other, there is so many combinations, like not only for political issues, because a person carries uh, like a religious belief, morality belief, and cultural belief, linguistic belief. There are so many points, and if any one point he just believe and trust and carries extremely, it victimized to other. It can be happen in a society, it can be happen in the country, and it can be happen to the international. Such kind of idea we never read it before. Such kind of groundbreaking concept, no one philosopher has mentioned it. Yes, in the West we can see a lot of other philosophies, but they centralize their philosophy on the knowledge, or the truth, universal truth, and justice, some kind of morality. Basically, most of the writers have given the idea on the morality as well, and some of the philosopher has given the political theories. But either it is in the morality, or either it is in the political system theories, or knowledge as well. There is always one is scapegoater, another is scape the god. This concept we can just look at from the allegory of cave of Plato. In the allegory of cave, there were two parts. One is a puppeteer, another one was a puppet. And puppeteer always convinced puppet to believe what they wanted to do. Means in the wall they just show some shadows, and puppet has to be believed, because besides that shadows they did not see anything, because they were in the cave, they were in some kind of tunnel inside. So how their knowledge can catch the knowledge of the area or the space of that confined. This kind of system we can be applied anywhere, either it is in the context of the philosophers' writings, academia, science, academic, and the literature as well. Because when they see something, or I mean, for example, a philosopher is also a scapegoater, a puppeteer. He just want to show something what he understood, and he thought that he thinks that the readers has to be understand from his point of view. This makes scapegoat to the readers, and the author or the philosopher becomes a, a puppeteer or the scapegoater. What the knowledge we have gained till now, that is only temporal, because it is not continuously we have to know it. Either it is in the point of scientists, or it is the point of any kind of education. What the educations we have learned today, that will not be continuous to the next generation or another class. What the scientist has invented today, that invention is not the final, and it has to be revised in the coming generation. So that means the who invented, who give the direction today, that only makes some kind of scapegoat to the knowledge. This kind of lot of explanations have been given in my the latest book, Scapeghostism. It can be seen from any parts, either it is from the family, either it can be from the society, education system, philosophical system, and criticism as well. It can be feed to everyone. And when we learn this kind of this education, or the scapegoatism education, then we can find ourselves, are am I scapegoating myself, or somebody is scapegoating to me, or I am going to scapegoating to other people? This question should be asked self. And when we just go to turn to the historical side, in the history, large number of people were scapegoated. Those scapegoated were unmentioned, not mentioned by any historians, and only those parties mentioned who were in power, head of the state, or the high class, or the reputed people in the society. But the mass people, general people, has a big contribution, because when the independence war, or the some democracy war, the mass people are always given and sacrificed for the achievement of the country and to get the success and happiness. Either it is contents of the American Civil War, or it is the French Civil War, England War, and the Indian against the colonization, or the South Africa. The mass people were always victimized. Innocents were victimized, because most of them don't know why war is going on. If we ask somebody in the Israel or the Palestine, the victims, they don't know even why war is going on. Who is the person to be decided fact? It is the only 1 or 2% made a decision, and the mass people is always victimized. So my point is that the history must be right from the innocent victimization or scapegoat point of view. Uh, like Gaza, the victims cannot be covered by the uh, traditional history writings and subaltern studies as well. This is very different, and this is reality too. Not I'm claiming history must be right from the scapegoat, This is reality. You can see everywhere. We can see everywhere this is happening all over the world. Even we can see sometimes the Sudan, the case, civil wars, genocide war, the conflict between the two religions, two gods, and there is also some case because they keep some kind of goals on their mind and they want to impose to the other people, and other people is also doing the same, and it uh, generates some kind of conflict between the two groups, and ultimately they goes to the genocide war or the civil war. If they properly understand why we are going to do a war each other, even though we are the same community, same people, and same citizens, why should have to be war? We have to be understand. If they stop to making a scapegoat each other, there must be uh, keep a peace and happiness and prosperity. Thank you very much for listening today. Thank you.